Welcome. You have reached Imperial Reviews, and today's recap is the series finale for Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 4, Episode 10. Let's get into it. So, this is a cap off of the final episode for Power Book 2 Ghost. Uh, for it to be the finale, they just wrapped everything up. Kind of was lackluster. They just had to pit things together just to get an episode out, and really it could have summed up. The impactful episode was last week with Monet getting killed. This episode picked up right after that. The cops came, carried Monet out. The children is, upset. Nico is questioning the kids. Kane spazzing out, telling them to do their job. From there, of course, we go to Tariq and Carter. They having their dialogue. So of course they send Effie and Braden out to Carter's house to try to wipe his computer. They get into the computer, pretty much see that the actual his home laptop is mirrored from the laptop at in the office. So, but they did find out, some information about his wife. Tariq used that to pretty much agitate Carter. Talk to Davis. Davis pretty much said you need to get something on him. So the game plan now is to get into the office at the station to wipe out his computer. So they use Drew to go there, act like he talking to Nico. Drew said he want to talk to Carter. The other agent pretty much said Carter slipped into the back. They put Drew in Carter's office. That gave him access to the computer to wipe the computer. Plus, they found some like details on Carter where he had the ballistics, and Nico was looking at him, watching him the whole time, like pretty much like this dude's dirty. So the game plan ended up being, after they found all this evidence, they hollered at Nico. Remember, he was riding with Carter, but keep in mind, he looked at him funny. He kept that 50,000 because he got a family. That Noma gave him didn't tell Carter he gave the 50,000. And of course, it don't seem like Noma told him that either. So Nico ended up joining Tariq and him to take down Carter or whatever. So it just showed Carter going off in handcuffs. They could have did better with that. Most of us would have wanted to see Tate to get involved with that because they did reveal that he was responsible for killing Tate. And we should have seen Councilman Tate pop back up in this matter. But that didn't happen. So on a normal scale, Noma and the brother was telling Noma she's bad for business. She's overzealous, and ever since she didn't mess with the Tyler, she's losing focus. So eventually what happens is Noma talking to Anya, and Anya pretty much is like, hey, you need to come clean. So they had it back and forth, and then Noma did finally come clean and say that she pretty much been running the business, and pretty much she did kill her dad. And so they told Noma, we gotta get out of here. And so Anya was basically saying, I'm not leaving. And so Noma was saying, by the time I get back, I'm dragging you out of here. So Noma went off somewhere, and the Tejadas come with their cousin Dirk. His name is Bronze, and they come in shooting up everybody. Anya was in there. There's great shoot her, but Kane didn't do it, and then they took her as a hostage. And what they did was embark Tariq, and Tariq's plan is basically saying, yo, we need to get Anya to talk. So Tariq made it look like he slipped in behind the Tejadas and broke her out, jumped in the car, and then Kane just came out shooting behind him, and pretty much had a conversation with her, befriending Anya and telling Anya, listen, talked about his dad and with his mom, and basically said, I work for your mom. I need to take you to her. And so Anya basically was like, I have an address that she would be at. And so Tariq dropped her off, and pretty much he told Anya that, she could still do better despite what her family been through. And what took place is Anya said I don't want to be like my mom, but I don't want to be like you either. And she walked off, the gates open, pretty much said there's cameras everywhere, and you will be able to. She pretty much said there's cameras everywhere, and she'll see me coming. So the gates open up, and it shows Anya coming to the step, and Noma coming down in all white. And right at that moment, Anya started taking shots, and pretty much took all back shots, and it was Diana shooting her. And then so Tariq was like, "What the f?" And then Kane was like, "No," because so now they getting it. They kill, Anya gets killed. Of course, Noma is screaming, hollering, and they get back to the huddle and pretty much telling Diana like, "What'd you do that for?" And now Diana's looking at it. Now Noma knows what it feel like. She gonna have to come get revenge, basically. And so now you're looking at Diana's character is changing. She's becoming a little Monet at this point. This is her second. She's been shooting people, so I can't say it's her second kill, but her second, like, visual kill. I'm not counting the goons that she was shooting, but she's tasting blood, and that her losing a baby changed her. So now at this point, what you got going on is, the Tejada's Bronze pretty much said we can't catch no bullets. And remember, Brian said he got a big situation down south. So that's gonna be tied in somewhere in another spinoff somewhere. So with Lil Durk, his character Bronze came. So the game plan now is how do we get Noma? So Tariq pretty much said, well, since Carter's going, I did my part. So now the Taha is like, it's just us three. Now what happened on the flip side, Noma's brother's like, no, it's too hot. We out of here. And I'm taking the men with me. So it's just going to be you by yourself. So what happens is the Tejada's playing the kids is basically saying, hey, we need to, if Kane was like, we put Noma get a notification that she's taking a flight. So they booked a jet with her flight, 3 people. They knew Noma would show up. And so when they was sitting there waiting for her to pull up, they pretty much reminiscing about Monet. And basically, when they get there, the cops pull up. And so Kane was like, listen, whatever y'all do, y'all ain't do nothing. I'm taking one for the family first, right? And pretty much was like, y'all need to give up. Don't fight the cops. Put the guns down, whatever. So the cops was like, that's what you see in the trailers that shows the kids with the cops, and pretty much from there, they come and grab Drew and Diana. Meanwhile, Noma was in the back. Kane slipped out the back, pretty much showed up to Noma, telling Noma, we didn't get to finish that dance. And then she pretty much said, well, you could have had everything. He was like, I had everything. And blew her head off, put a bullet right in the middle of her head. She's out of here. So from there, the cops start taking fire at Kane or whatever. Took fire at Kane. And Kane took a bullet to the shoulder and then took a bullet to the stomach. And by the time the cops got over, he was able to dip off. Magically, he was able to dip off. When he woke up, wherever, he was patched up, and Effie was there to, nurse him back. And pretty much he's on the run, and he was all over the news. Now, while this is happening, Davis is in the process sitting in a room with Blanca Rodriguez and Jenny, and basically telling them, I'm gonna serve Noma on the platter. She was part of the big organization. Y'all gonna get the I'm gonna give you the proof to show that she was part of the big organization. Remember, Davis had Noma sign some papers that we don't know what's on those papers. So he know a lot of information. Plus, I'm guarantee he gonna get some of that money. And so telling them, listen, take the win. So they still trying to get Tariq. He's like, listen, Tariq ain't had nothing to do with this. And they just telling him, take the win. This is bound back. So they brought up Junior, and he's like, pretty much that. They pretty much tied Junior's killing. They wrote that off as Noma had Junior because remember Junior on that flash drive had information on Noma on there. They pretty much said Junior was killed by Obi. That's why Obi disappeared, because he killed Junior. So they tied Junior's killing with Obi or whatever. So they wrapped that up. Now, they finally agreed to it. They said, "What about Kane Tejada?" And they was like, "Well, we don't know, and I don't represent him no more." So Kane's plastered all over news. He's won it, and of course, this goes back to Effie and him in a room, and Kane's on the run with no money. So Effie had a bag full of money that she's been saving to get in her robotics program. She pretty much said, if I made this, I can make it again. And, just I'm paying it forward. Basically, when he paid for her tuition those times, this is her looking back out. And pretty much, uh, he shed some tears and pretty much was like, I'm going to get it back to you. I'm going to get it back to you. I appreciate this. And he kissed her on the forehead, and he dipped off. And then so what happened was, from there it showed Davis getting he told Jenny and Rodriguez to pretty much take their complaints off to get him back on the board. And so he got his license back. And then it showed Diana getting a phone call letting them know that Kane made it out of town. So he was good. And then Drew was pretty much packing up his stuff, and Diana was like, "Why? What you doing?" And he pretty much said, "Yo, after Monet's funeral, I'm going to French. I never get a second chance. I never get another second chance to make things right. We got to make this count." Monet put her life on the line for Kane, and Kane put his life on the line for us. So we pretty much got to make good of our, time, whatever. So, but it showed Diana walking to the kitchen, seeing the family dinners, and she's missing all that family stuff, because the family's all broken up now. Lost her dad, lost Zeke, Kane on the run, wounded. Drew Gray go to France or whatever for his paintings and stuff. So she looking at, I lost my whole family, and she's a different person now. So it showed her reminiscing, but then it left her with this look on her face like she on a war path, because she was telling Drew like we could build the business back up. Like she really want to get down now. So now it brings all that's wrapped up. So now it brings it to Tariq. Tariq gets with Effie and Braden, said it's only one person y'all need to talk to, and that's me. One chain of command, that's me. And pretty much he looked at Braden like, we not partners no more. You work for me now, or whatever. I can't trust you because you get high, pretty much. And was like, are you in or you not? Braden's like, Braden, you going to control the fight clubs. You going to control the course correct. Effie, you going to do this. And Effie was cool. She walked off. Braden said, I'm down, and he walked off. So we still don't know what happened with the L situation and the person he killed, because he did tell Braden he wants him to still, find a new group that they can promote the parties to or whatever. And, because really Braden built that up. He built the course correct up, and he built that other stuff up. So really now Braden runs all that, plus the fight clubs and stuff. So you find out that Tariq bought Nico a bag full of money. So Nico is on board. So Nico is now the new Carter, and he underneath Tariq. Now then, it left a scene where it shows Tariq talking to Noma's brother, pretty much said, he gonna be the biggest drug dealer in New York, pretty much. Tariq is now the new distro or whatever. But the way he's doing it, he built the whole network up where he got the biggest lawyer, which is Davis, controlling the finance part of it. He got this stuff on the school working of it. And it doesn't show that whether Diana's part of it or not, but I'm pretty sure that she's part of it and whatever. So they got more storyline. So they leaving it open ended where it's more storyline that can carry and tie it back in. And then they still a part. And then they show Tasha, him talking to Tasha, pretty much telling Tasha she's not gonna be able to be in New York no more, but she could get out of Witsec, but she ain't gotta work no more. Her money gonna be good. Yaz could go to a good school, and but he not gonna be with him. So basically, he told while he's explaining all this to Noma's brother, he's basically saying, after the day, you ain't gotta worry about seeing me ever again. Once I know that I got your product, nobody ever gonna see me again. And it's just like, and the dude said, what? Like you're a ghost. And that's how it went off. They ended like that. But then as it showed Tariq at school um, walking on campus, he get a phone call, and pretty much somebody got problems, and he was like, "Oh yeah, well tell him it's whatever. Just send me the details. I'm on my way." So what we know that's Uncle Tom, because he said for life. So it's no secret. That's Uncle Tommy telling him he need help in force down in Chicago, and pretty much that's gonna be the crossover where Tariq is gonna end up in Power Book 4 Force with Tommy. Guaranteed that's already to play. So overall, Power Book 2 Ghosts was a success. It was 4 seasons, good, bad, or indifferent. A lot of us joined it, still stayed along with it, and we tuned in every season, kept it going, and of course they ended with Power Never Ends. So we'll be looking forward to, after Power Book Force is wrapped up, I think they're going to do Power Book 5 Influence with Tate, and somehow that's going to tie everything back together again, or whatever, back in New York. I don't know. I mean, a lot of us really was thinking, is Ghost still alive? I don't know if they need Ghost to come back now. I don't know. I don't know what it does for the series. We'll see how Force go, but I think Ghost might be really dead now. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They have to be creative with that. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.